Hello everybody, I'm here to give you my first impressions of the brand new Ringo Starr EP called Crooked Boy, and here it is. This is the cover. This is a release that was special for Record Store Day. It was on, as it says here, black and white marble vinyl, and it's got 4 tracks on it, new. This is going to be released more regularly, coming soon. I don't know the exact date at the moment, but you're going to get it on regular standard black vinyl and also CD. So I believe it's going to be pretty soon. But I thought that I would just give a few spins to this. I've heard the first song, the single, February Sky, 4 times now, and the other 3 tracks I've heard twice. So I'm going to give you my rundown from my notes, what I think of Ringo's new EP, Crooked Boy. Okay, first, February Sky. I made a video on this when I first heard it. It was my first impression, and I had said at the time that I thought it was okay. I thought it was pretty good, but I thought a lot of people were raving about it as like the greatest thing Ringo did in a long time, and I just didn't get that. Well, let me tell you something. I get it now, because I guess after the 3rd time was the charm for me, and the 4th time was even better, okay? So I think it made a big difference to me somehow hearing it on vinyl, hearing it, you know, I don't know, in my room here with the speakers. It just brought it more to life, and I really could appreciate it. That's why I say, you know, although you get an idea of a song when you listen to it, you know, on YouTube or downloading or something like that, or streaming, what have you, it's not the same as physical media. I really have to stress that. And that's my opinion. Yours may change. You may not have the same. You may have, or I should say yours may vary. I'm not changing my opinion. But I really like the song a lot now. I'm really coming to love February Sky. Now, all the songs on here, all 4 songs are written by Linda Perry. She's the sole author, as I understand it, on all of these. And I've liked the work that Linda Perry has done with Ringo. She's done some amazing stuff with him, and the one that sticks out the most for me is a song from one of his EPs called Coming Undone, which I really liked a lot. And I like when Linda Perry also sings along with Ringo. I like her voice. You know, she's known for that song. I don't know if it's called, I forget the name of the song. I know she sings in it, What's Going On. That might be the name of it. I don't know, with 4 Non-Blondes. But anyway, Linda does a great job, and she knows how to write for Ringo, and this is no exception, this EP. February Sky, first of all, right away, great guitars. There's great guitar playing on here, and when I checked the liner notes, I noticed the guitars are played by Linda Perry, Nick Valenci, and Josh Gooch. Now, I don't know who's playing what here. All I know is I like what I hear on the guitars in February Sky. And Ringo's drumming I like too on February Sky. I like it even more on another track, which I'll talk about later. Get to that. Now, I love Linda Perry, as I say, singing the chorus. I think the chorus in this is very catchy, in this particular song. Let me look here. When they say, gonna stand up, rise above the rain, start a revolution in these dark days, find the missing pieces that are vacant to the eye, had enough of February Sky. Okay, that's the main chorus, and I really think it's catchy, and I love the sound of their voices together on it. Let's talk a little bit more about Ringo's voice on this album or EP. It's really kind of odd because a lot of people have told me in the past, Ringo releases dating back to, I guess, who knows, 2012, maybe before that, people have been saying Ringo's voice is auto-tuned. And I don't always hear it. You know, to me, he sounds pretty good for Ringo, and I've never noticed in these past releases Ringo's voice being auto-tuned. Now, on this particular one, Crooked Boy, I can tell there's a difference in Ringo's voice, and a lot of people are commenting on it. Ringo's voice on this EP sounds more natural, and I like that it's more upfront, because a lot of times Ringo's voice is subdued, kind of like, you know, covered up, layered up. I like that it's upfront, and it's louder, and Ringo, you can actually hear Ringo sing it. Now, as far as how the quality of his singing is, I do get the feeling, this is why I mentioned the auto-tune. I don't know for sure, I'm not an expert, but I get the feeling that Ringo's voice is not auto-tuned on this, or at least not as much as in the past, because there's some, variations in his voice as far as it keeping on, and you could hear that he's, sometimes the vocals a little struggled, maybe, it's struggling. I don't hear it as smooth as I'm used to, so there may very well be no auto-tune on here. I'm glad that Ringo's voice is up front. I'm glad he's singing, sounds like mostly on his own, but I can tell that the vocals are a little bit more iffy here and there, okay? That's not necessarily saying it's a bad thing. At times, though, it just sounds a little more uneven, okay, throughout the whole EP. But anyway, having said that, I really like this track, and now I agree, after really getting into it after 4 listens, that February Sky is definitely a kind of latter-day, modern-day Ringo classic. I really think it's one of the best things he's done in recent times, and I like a lot of what Ringo's done. All right, the second track is called Adeline. It's a whole different kind of vibe to it. It's a pleasant, and the song has different speeds, different pitches to it. Starts kind of more laid back and easy, and then during the chorus, it picks up the speed, and then kind of like lays back again, and the chorus picks up the speed a little bit. So really kind of uneven like that. The lyrics are again about like the first track, which I, of course, neglected to mention. February Sky has a positive message, very optimistic, but it wasn't cliched. When you listen to February Sky, if I may step back to that a little bit, the single, it's kind of like not the same old from Ringo, the same old run-of-the-mill words. So it's February Sky manages to be positive without being cliched for Ringo. The second song, Adeline, like I was saying, the lyrics again here, it's again about life isn't always perfect, but we're searching for answers. We're riding towards freedom, and quote, like, searching for an answer that's right in front of you. Trying to get it together and be positive. Ringo's message is often very positive. The Adeline song, the second track, is not cliched. It's not Ringo doing the usual shtick, if you will. That probably to him is not a shtick, but to us who've heard it a lot, we kind of think it is. Then we go for the third track. Third track is called Gonna Need Someone. This is the fastest, most up-tempo number on this EP. Maybe you'll say that it rocks. Now, the first thing I got to say that I like best about Gonna Need Someone is the drumming from Ringo. Really snazzy and zippy. And I was really most impressed with Ringo's drums on Gonna Need Someone more than anything else on here. The lyrics themselves on this particular track, they get a little too repetitive. The lyrics are repetitious. They kind of say over and over again, you're gonna need someone, gonna need someone, gonna need someone to love. Gonna need someone, gonna need someone, gonna need someone to love. You get the idea. Black dog in the rain, black dog in the rain, black dog in the rain, etc., etc. The lyrics aren't anything to get too thrilled about with Gonna Need Someone, but it's the energy of the track, although the lyrics are too, like, monotonous after a while, it's the energy that stands out, and Ringo's drumming on it, so I like that for that. The last track is called Crooked Boy. It's the title track, and the lyrics are pure Ringo, about Ringo's life. He's been writing songs about his life for a long time now, the other side of Liverpool, Liverpool 8, and such. But this is written by Linda Perry, and although it's written by Linda Perry, it's pure Ringo, and it's hard for me to believe that Ringo didn't have a hand in the lyrics, but he's not given a credit on the song. This one's all about the words for me. If there's any real benefit to the song, it's in the words and Ringo's story, not so much the music. Actually, I don't get anything really musically out of Crooked Boy, but if you read the lyric sheet, you'll find stuff in there. Ringo says things like, I've seen the world, and twice again, all the beauty that surrounds us. I speak of love, I speak of peace, and what I believe, and it's what I believe, love and peace, and what I keep on fighting for. that's the only cliche. We start getting to a cliche here, unfortunately. He sings about the peace and love in here. But so many of the lyrics are really impressive, because he's talking about Crooked Boy maybe being him as a child. You know, he was very sickly as a child, and he was in a hospital much of the time. So some of the lyrics reflect that. And, you know, he says how he was just, one of the lyrics here, let's see, hope these aren't just memories I borrowed, pieces from a less ordinary day. Fell into a coma, then got back up on my feet, a sickly boy that found his own way. And he says that a few times. A sickly boy that found his own way. He repeats a couple of times. And then at the end, the last words are, a teddy boy that found his own way. It's Ringo's life in 3 minutes and 15 seconds. So anyway, I find Crooked Boy, the song, an interesting bio track. But at this point, with this, so far, this is where I'm at with the listening, I don't find the track to be particularly musically interesting, but certainly lyrically. And that's it. My first impressions, or second or third listens, whatever you want, with some cases, with the title track. I'm doing good today. The single track, I listened more than once. Those are my initial thoughts on this. Yeah, I think it's a pretty good EP. I think it'll grow even more. So thank you for watching. And if you've heard this, I'd like to know your opinions. Cheers, folks.